So everybody, it's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show, your 24-hour day back from the break. Remember, you all can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast by going on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. That way you'll be notified when the KBR Sports podcast is streaming live and also when the podcast is posted. Don't forget, you can follow the KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_sports, where the live links and show topics are tweeted part of every single show. You can also call in at 571-991-0566 in order to pitch your opinions and call in on any KBR sports topic that may be getting discussed. Alright, so the answer to the comic book trivia question is, and let me say the question first. In the Superior Spider-Man story arc, which one of Spider-Man's arch nemesis took over his body? Doc Ock, the Green Goblin, Kingpin, or the Hobgoblin? The answer is drumroll maestro. That's not really a good drum roll noise. I don't really have a drum roll for you, so yeah. Okay, the answer is Doc Ock. All right, yeah, Doc Ock. He pretty much implanted his brain into Peter Parker's body. So he pretty much took over Peter Parker's conscious, even though Peter Parker and him pretty much shared the same body, but Peter Parker was watching his body from the inside, if that makes any kind of sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all. But think about Get Out. Sort of like that, if you've seen the movie. Now, okay, let me jump into the speed round real quick. So, first topic is, are the Los Angeles Rams making a mistake by holding out Aaron Donald, and who is more, or by not paying Aaron Donald, who is more at fault for the holdout? Aaron Donald or the Rams? I say the Rams because the Rams, when you have a player of that caliber, you pay them. You don't waste time and muddle around by not pay these kind of talented guys. You pay them, you get their money, get them their money because, for one thing, it makes them want to be with your team long term, and they remember how you treated them. Two, you want other people to see how you treat these players of this caliber. Like, what kind of message are you sending by not paying a guy who's superseded all expectations for himself and who's arguably the best defensive player in the league right now? Especially when you make a mistake, when you paid other guys like a Tavon Austin who wasn't even deserving of the contract he got, and you haven't paid Aaron Donald. This doesn't seem fair at all. Even though you can keep him on this lower salary for 2 more years. Pay the man. He deserves it for his efforts and what he's done for the team. So I don't blame Aaron for sitting out. Le'Veon Bell. Now, next question: is Le'Veon Bell justified in his holdout? His holdout doesn't really. His holdout, it makes sense because he wants a long-term contract, but they can't really negotiate anything since the deadline's already passed. So if I'm Le'Veon, I just report now. I signed a franchise tag. And, I get it over him. And then after this season, the Steelers, they got to get him his money too because he's the focal point of their offense. The Steelers need him just as much as they need anybody else on their team, even including Big Ben. Because it was after Le'Veon Bell came back last year that the Steelers went on a winning streak. So that shows how much improvement they have with Le'Veon Bell in the lineup. All right, Steelers add Joe Haden to the lineup. I think that's a good signing after Joe Haden was released by the Browns. I think it's a good signing for the Steelers. Their defense has been without a doubt lacking in the talent department, and they've needed help on the defensive side, particularly in the backfield. So I think that it's definitely a good look and a good signing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Isaiah Thomas speaks out after his name has been berated through trade talks, and he says that pretty much he's not damaged goods. He will come back as being the same player as he was before. Now, of course, I don't expect Isaiah Thomas to say anything else. And I think Isaiah's gotten a raw deal out of this whole trade talk because Isaiah has been the guy that's been put out there to dry because his value's been going down and down and down. As a 28-year-old point guard, his value's been getting decreased by both these teams, jockeying him back and forth, lowering his value. So I understand why Isaiah will come out and say this and stand up for his name because he feels like he's worth the max contract and will be the player he was a year ago who deserved MVP recognition. All right, y'all, it's going to wrap it up for today's show. It's KBR Sports, the best sports talk show your 24-hour day. Remember, you can follow and subscribe to the KBR Sports podcast by going on Rabble TV, Spreaker, YouTube, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Also, don't forget you can follow the KBR Sports Twitter page at KBR_sports, where the live link and show topics are tweeted prior to every single show. Don't forget you can also call in at 571-991-0566 in order to give your thoughts and opinion on any KBR Sports show topic that may have been discussed tonight on the show. And don't forget, KBR Sports is live every Monday and Wednesday and select Fridays, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Make sure you guys tune in and don't miss a show. Remember, the podcast is posted on for you guys to tune into later on. You don't have to catch the show live. You can tune into it later on. So make sure you guys go and do that. All right, y'all. It's been a great show. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Thanks to all those who will tune into this podcast. Everybody have a great night.